Alors, bonjour tout le monde. Hello, everyone. We're going to get the ceremony going. C'est le temps de débuter. Tout d'abord, mon nom, c'est Donald Boudreau. Je suis membre du bureau de direction de l'autorité portuaire. I'm a member of the board of directors for the Harbor Authority. I want to welcome everybody. Avant d'aller plus loin, je vais faire un énoncé. So, I'll be reading some text before we move on. I want to begin by acknowledging that we are gathered today on the traditional unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq. Je tiens d'abord à souligner que nous sommes réunis aujourd'hui sur le territoire traditionnel non cédé des Mi'kmaq. Bon, this is a pretty joyous day compared to September 24th, 2022. Pour nous, mais aujourd'hui c'était une journée joyeuse. J'aimerais souligner la présence des personnes suivantes. I want to recognize the presence of the following people, and I know I'm going to miss some people, and I apologize in advance. Tout d'abord, l'honorable Dominic LeBlanc, député fédéral de Beauséjour et ministre de la Sécurité publique, des institutions démocratiques et des affaires intergouvernementales. Federal member of Beauséjour, Minister for Public Safety, Democratic Institutions and Intergovernmental Affairs, l'honorable Réjean Savoie, député provincial de Bide-Miramichi, Néguac et ministre des Affaires autochtones, ministre responsable pour la Société, développement régional, provincial member of Miramichi Bay, Néguac, Minister of Indigenous Affairs, and minister responsible for the Regional Development Corporation. L'honorable Jacques Leblanc, député provincial pour Shediac-Beaubassin-Capelé. Jacques Leblanc, MLA for Shediac-Beaubassin-Capelé. Bruce Fitch, ministre de la Santé, Minister of Health. And person with a new job now, Victor Boudreau, sénateur. Yeah. Roger Casey, maire de la ville de Shediac, mayor de town of Shediac. Harry McEnroy, councillor for Shediac Ward 2, which goes Pointe-du-Chêne, donc conseiller pour le quartier 2. Kim Atkinson, president of the Pointe-du-Chêne Harbor Authority, présidente de l'autorité portuaire. Rob Rogers, commodore of the Pointe-du-Chêne Yacht Club, commodore du club de yachting de la Pointe-du-Chêne. And I know I've probably missed some people, but I apologize for that. And I know I've seen a lot of council. Greg Turner, yes, okay. Minister with the province. And I know that there are several councillors from the town of Shediac, donc des conseillers de la ville de Shediac. Je vous souhaite la bienvenue. Alors, je voudrais prendre l'occasion pour inviter le ministre LeBlanc à maintenant prendre la parole. Ministre LeBlanc, the mic is yours.
Alors, merci beaucoup, Donald. Chers amis, my friends, I won't go through the list of special guests who've joined us. Donald, I think you covered everybody, and if you didn't, I can blame you for not having done it. I'm really happy to be here with so many friends in front of me and maybe one behind me as well. This is really a happy moment. As Donald said, the Pointe-du-Chêne wharf is a very important economic driver for the whole region. Votre quai est une infrastructure économique essentielle pour la région. Moi, je me rappelle, Donald, des discussions avec vous, avec Kim, avec le maire, avec les représentants de la communauté, de la collectivité à maintes reprises. Et les gens d'affaires, les personnes d'affaires qui investissent leur argent ici sur le quai et dans la région pour créer de l'emploi, de l'activité économique. So I see Rob Taylor here. I remember about a year and a month ago, Rob, I brought my boss on a Friday night to the point, to the wharf. We had a great dinner at the Sandbar, and we talked about what Fiona had done. Rob talked to the Prime Minister about what Fiona had done, the cost to the infrastructure. It's difficult for businesses to insure themselves for those kind of losses, much less not-for-profit harbor authorities that raise money from the rents from important stakeholders like the Yacht Club. So 2 years ago when Fiona hit, it did enormous damage. And one of the most important things governments can do, and I say governments because Réjean Savoie and his colleagues from the provincial government are here, because they too stepped up in partnership with us to help rebuild this critical infrastructure. And without investments from the Government of Canada and the Government of New Brunswick and business owners themselves, we wouldn't have been able to ensure the continued safe operation of this facility and ultimately the expansion and the growth. Moi, je suis très, très fier de qu'est-ce que vous avez créé, les gens d'affaires ici, les bénévoles, les gens qui travaillent pour l'autorité portuaire. Moi, je suis extrêmement fier de qu'est-ce que vous avez créé, qu'est-ce que vous avez bâti. La collectivité est plus forte à cause de vos efforts. And in my discussions with the mayor and the municipal councillors, we've talked about the importance of this kind of infrastructure to ensure the long-term future of this wharf. Victor Boudreau, in fact, was working at the town of Shediac, and he and Jacques LeBlanc and I and the mayor and a number of us would meet with Kim and members of the board and talk about your development plans. And I think that today's announcement is simply a continuation of that partnership. So I'm very happy to be here. Moi, je suis très content. Et toute farce à part, Victor, je crois que c'est la première fois depuis que le Premier ministre vous a nommé au Sénat que j'ai la chance de participer à une fonction officielle en ta présence. Félicitations, Victor. J'ai bien hâte de travailler avec toi aussi. So that's why I'm really, really happy to say the Government of Canada has invested $8.2 million in the reconstruction of the Pointe-du-Chêne wharf to support the long-term plan developed by the Harbour Authority. C'est pourquoi moi je suis très très fier d'annoncer que le gouvernement du Canada a investi près de 8,2 millions de dollars pour appuyer le développement, la reconstruction, la résilience en termes de changement climatique de l'autorité portuaire et du quai de la Pointe-du-Chêne. This investment includes a little over $500,000 for the Yacht Club itself, which also suffered significant damage. So within that $8.2 million, I think there's about $560,000 for infrastructure at the Yacht Club. So I think this is something that we need to continue. I think that in my conversations, I know Kim and her colleagues on the board are very ambitious. The business owners are anxious to see growth in their businesses here. That's good for the whole region. So I look forward to working with you, Kim, and your colleagues, and Donald and others as we plan the next steps of the resilience and the growth and the expansion of this important facility. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Alors, un gros merci au ministre LeBlanc. You heard the number he threw out there. Marine structures aren't cheap, unfortunately. Ça coûte cher, les structures maritimes. Ensuite, je voudrais inviter le ministre Réjean Savoie à prendre la parole. I invite Minister Savoie to say a few words on behalf of the province.
Monsieur le Maître Sommeil, merci. Thank you. Bonjour tout le monde. Je ne ferai pas le tour de toute la présentation parce qu'on a été fait devant nous et Dominic Dominic, je veux dire, ça me fait énormément plaisir d'être ici encore avec toi. C'est pas la première annonce qu'on fait ensemble et j'espère qu'on va continuer. So, mes collègues à l'Assemblée législative, on peut les nommer, sont ici. Et aussi, j'ai le plaisir d'être ici aujourd'hui avec le ministre LeBlanc pour cette importante annonce de manière d'infrastructure. Je ne voudrais vraiment pas être à nulle part autre qu'ici aujourd'hui, en cette magnifique journée et dans ce beau coin de pays. I'm pleased to be joining me also today. I know we tour all the dignitary here, but I want to also mention that I'm here present today with some staff from RDC, which our president, Joel Dickinson, is here. Our vice president of development is Rob Kelly. He's here also. Can you raise your hand or show? There we are. And as well as Sarah Morris Coulter, who's our vice president for corporate service. In communication, we have Marianne Early Carbon, with us, and Isabel Poincy Marcias. Okay, they're on communication side of it. And my EA, Eric Anderson, is here. So as you see, I think I empty RDC's office here today. So it's great to have you here with me, folks. Thank you. Depuis 2018, notre gouvernement s'est donné comme objectif de bâtir des communautés dynamiques et viables. L'annonce d'aujourd'hui constitue un exemple éloquent de la rencontre de ces deux éléments, dynamisme et viabilité. Partout dans la province, les communautés côtières cherchent des façons à s'adapter et de se préparer aux événements météorologiques extrêmes attribuables au changement climatique. Les améliorations aux infrastructures que nous annonçons cet après-midi permettront de préserver le quai contre des dommages semblables à ceux causés récemment par l'ouragan Fiona, qui a eu des conséquences, j'en suis conscient, très éprouvantes. This investment in the wharf infrastructures will also create a secure environment for businesses to grow, generating positive economic benefit for the region and the province. Voilà pourquoi je suis ravi d'annoncer que le gouvernement de Nouveau-Brunswick, par l'entremise de la Société de développement régional, versera 2,3 millions de dollars à l'autorité portuaire de Pointe-du-Chêne pour les nouvelles infrastructures essentielles. C'est un honneur d'être le partenaire financier d'un projet de cette envergure, aux côtés du gouvernement fédéral et d'organismes comme la PK et aussi de l'organisme de l'autorité portuaire. Je remercie le conseil d'administration de l'autorité portuaire ainsi que sa présidente Kim Atkinson de leur travail, de leur dévouement exemplaire pour faire de Pointe-du-Chêne une communauté plus sûre et plus dynamique que les gens qui y habitent, les visiteurs et les entreprises locales. Et aussi, il y a M. Rogers aussi M. Rogers aussi, là. Il est là aussi. Merci de votre contribution et de votre travail. La région est indéniable en pleine croissance et c'est une fierté de faire partie d'un gouvernement qui a contribué à créer un environnement propice à cette croissance et à ces investissements. Je vous souhaite en fin de saison touristique fantastique, ainsi qu'une bonne saison de construction au quai cet automne et cet hiver. Je vous souhaite le bon succès et bonne continuité et longue vie. Merci beaucoup à tous.
Un gros merci au ministre Savoie. So, thank you very much. Ensuite, je vais maintenant inviter la présidente de l'autorité portuaire, Kim Atkinson, de venir quelques mots. So I invite the Harbour Authority President, Kim Atkinson, Murray Atkinson, to say a few words.
On behalf of the Pointe-du-Chêne Harbour Authority, I would like to welcome and thank everyone for coming. Without the support of Hurricane Fiona Recovery Program, which was established by the Government of Canada, and with extensive damages incurred on the Harbour Authority property, it would not have been possible to open the wharf to the visiting public and various stakeholders for the 2023 season in the time that we were able to, if it hadn't been for the support received. The Fiona program allowed the Harbour Authority to substantially improve the resilience of the wharf infrastructure. We are now in a better position to withstand the impacts of future major storms and allow future generations of tourists and locals to enjoy our beautiful Pointe-du-Chêne wharf. We are extremely thankful for the support from the federal government through the Fiona program, NBEML program, and the New Brunswick provincial government through RDC program for their financial support, as none of this would have been possible. I would like to take this opportunity to also thank all that contributed their time and efforts to bring this project to fruition. We are on the final stage, with construction starting in October, of building a new breakwater, which will then complete the final phase of this project. To all of you, your support is greatly appreciated and has gone a long way to enhance this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kim. Maintenant, ce serait le tour de Rob Rogers, Commodore du Yacht Club de la Pointe-du-Chêne. So, Rob Rogers, the Pointe-du-Chêne Yacht Club Commodore.
Merci, Donald. Je vais dire comme tout le monde, il y a beaucoup d'invités ici aujourd'hui, puis je ne vais pas tous les nommer, mais Ministre LeBlanc, puis Savoie, vous avez tous nommé, puis Donald aussi. Donc, premièrement, merci à tout le monde d'être ici aujourd'hui. Je suis honoré d'être ici comme le Commodore du Pointe-du-Chêne Yacht Club. As many of you know, in the fall of 2022, our club faced unprecedented challenges. The aftermath of post-tropical storm Fiona left us with significant damages that threatened not just our facilities, but also the very heart of our boating community. The prospect of not being able to open for the 2023 season was daunting, and even more so the possibility that the inaugural season of the Shediac Bay Sailing School would have been in jeopardy. However, today we stand here in the shadow of those challenges, but in the light of our achievements. This success is a testament to the power of collaboration, our work alongside the Pointe-du-Chêne Harbour Authority, and the unwavering support of Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, the province of New Brunswick through RDC, and were instrumental in overcoming these objectives. Their timely funding and partnership were not just a financial lifeline, but a vote of confidence in our club's future and the vitality of our community. Because of their support, we were able to repair the damages and open our doors on time, ensuring that the dreams and ambitions of young sailors in our Greater Shediac Sailing School could all set sail. But our journey doesn't end here. Beginning on October 1st, we will embark on the construction of a brand new north side breakwater. This critical project will act as the first line of defense from future storms and will not only enhance the safety and functionality of our harbor, but will also stand as a lasting symbol of our resilience and forward-looking vision. This moment is a testament to what we can achieve when we come together, support one another, and believe in the future. On behalf of the board and members of PCYC, I want to express my deepest gratitude to ACOA, Province of New Brunswick, the Pointe-du-Chêne Harbour Authority, our dedicated club members, and everyone who worked tirelessly to make this possible. Your efforts have ensured that the Pointe-du-Chêne Yacht Club remains a vibrant part of our community and that our traditions of fostering a love for boating continues to thrive. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, alors ceci met fin à la cérémonie. So this is the ceremony has reached its end, and I want to thank all participants. Tiens à remercier les participants. there's going to be a photo taken, official photo taken of the people who spoke today. And then if the media has questions, it'll have to wait till that's done. Once the official photo is taken, you're free to take photos yourselves. And once that's finished, then if the media has questions, that'll be the time to ask them. So, où est-ce qu'on se met ici?
Je veux savoir si vous voulez au prononcé, il y a des dépliants en distance qui ont été distribués dans les boîtes aux lettres construites dernièrement de la coalition nationale pour la vie. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de cette situation-là?
Moi, je ne suis pas au courant de ça. Moi, j'ai dit publiquement, et je le répète, que diviser une population sur ce genre de questions n'est jamais utile. Il faut respecter tout le monde, il faut être inclusif. Il ne faut pas chercher des avantages partisans dans ce genre de questions. Alors, je trouve ça regrettable, mais je ne suis pas au courant de ça.
Vous êtes peut-être au courant, je ne sais pas, mais les districts scolaires francophones au Nouveau-Brunswick négocient avec le ministère de l'Éducation justement sur la politique station 13. On nous a dit en entrevue cette semaine que le ministère et les districts seraient arrivés à une espèce d'entente. Ça n'a pas encore été officiellement accepté par le ministre. Qu'est-ce que vous pensez de ça? Qu'est-ce que vous feriez à la place du ministre?
Encore là, moi, je n'ai jamais été candidat à l'Assemblée législative provinciale. Je ne suis pas au courant de ces conversations entre les districts scolaires. Moi, j'ai trouvé cependant que les districts scolaires ont démontré beaucoup de courage dans cette question afin d'appuyer leurs élèves. Nous avons dit qu'on n'était pas d'accord avec la façon que le gouvernement de M. Higgs s'est comporté dans ce dossier-là, mais je ne suis pas au courant des discussions entre les conseils scolaires et le ministère de l'Éducation.
Mais est-ce que vous pensez que le ministre devrait chercher
Are there other questions?
It's a longer question, so you'll have to excuse me looking at my phone. So the federal government used the arrest of 4 Alberta men charged with conspiracy to killing an RCMP officer just as a justification to break up a protest in Ottawa and in Windsor. These charges now have largely been dropped. So does this undermine the government's reasoning for using the Emergency Act to break up the protest?
Not at all. Not at all. I was an active participant in those conversations around invoking the Emergencies Act. I think Canadians recognize that it was an extraordinary measure of last resort. Justice Rouleau, who reviewed the circumstances, confirmed that. Premier Ford, the Conservative Premier of Ontario, supported the invocation. I think Canadians supported the invocation. It was a time-limited, reasonable, and balanced measure which brought an end to a very dangerous, potentially violent, and economically destructive circumstance. So I'm very proud of that decision the government took. It was the right decision, and the courts and the justice system work independently from the government. But the government, I think, took the only responsible decision at that time, and I'm proud that we did it.
And just back to this announcement, if I can get one more.
You want to go from Coutts, Alberta to Cheyenne?
I do, if you may. I'm just wondering what the management of the funds from the government might look like in terms of how the money will be used for the project.
So you could ask the representative of the Harbour Authority. Basically, it's the continuation of years of investment in the infrastructure of the wharf. So you heard the President talk about rebuilding the breakwater, which is behind me. These are millions of dollars to raise the level of the breakwater, to make the wharf more resilient to these kind of extreme weather events like Hurricane Fiona. There's infrastructure that you don't see underwater that also has to be strengthened. There were projects to dredge the harbour, to remove some of the sand in the harbour, which made it difficult for some boats to get in and out. And it's also strengthening the basic infrastructure of the wharf, which then allows businesses, like the dozens you see up and down the wharf, to then invest their own money and improve their businesses, bring more tourists. So the government has a role to play. The Harbour Authority is a not-for-profit organization. They can't easily get millions of dollars of insurance coverage for extreme weather events. So if the government hadn't stepped forward to help them rebuild after Fiona, but also make it more resilient against future extreme weather events, then you would have lost dozens and dozens of jobs and hundreds of thousands of visitors that would come here year over year.
A lot of those jobs have already, a lot of the work's already been done. done. Has all of that money already been allocated and handed out, or is there still more to come?
No, all of the money hasn't been handed out. The Harbour Authority was informed of the decision so they could plan some of the tendering. I'm told that just over half of the work may have been completed, and the remainder of the work will start after this season. So the Harbour Authority has to get engineering projects done, they have to line up contractors, and they have to time it in terms of when they can do the work to cause the least damage during the peak of the season. So maybe half of the work has been undertaken, but the big breakwater, which was one of the most expensive and one of the most significant pieces in terms of protecting the wharf from future damage, I think that'll be done late fall and over the course of the winter, so it'll be ready for next season.
Thank you so much.
No follow-up? Okay.
Yes.
So
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
So one of my colleagues is saying that Atlantic and national business groups are saying that changes to the temporary foreign worker program will be difficult in some areas of the province and in other provinces where there's less of a labor pool, like in the northern regions. I was just wondering if there should be any stipulation for different parts of the regions and different provinces because of the differences in the labor market.
So we have been very flexible and very accommodating with respect to the temporary foreign worker program because it's very important to certain sectors of the economy. It's always been important, for example, in the agriculture and agri-food sector. It's important for some fish processing, seafood processing businesses. But we also think that the time has come after the economic disruption of COVID to return to a more normal, traditional level in terms of a recourse to low-wage foreign labor. So we'll continue to work with businesses and ensure that obviously access to labor is something that they can achieve, but we want to work with them to try in as many cases as possible as offer those opportunities to Canadians.
We'll take one last question.
Sure. So I was just wondering if we should expect to see a cabinet shuffle. I know there's been some talk of it. I was wondering if that's something we might see in the future.
Very good question. You should ask the Prime Minister. He was here last year with me at the Pointe-du-Chêne Wharf. We had a great dinner at the Sandbar on a crowded Friday night. I had a great time with my colleagues working in Halifax this week. I have no information on that at all. I'm doing my job and really enjoying it. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.